but it's fine. When you learn to roll a nice joint and you roll it like a perfect, like pristine joint, and then you go and spark it and it lights perfectly and it burns for like 10 minutes, it's the most satisfying thing in the world.
It's pretty great.
Like, you're making me want to smoke, bro.
Hey Troy, do you have any weed? You're not smoking. You're not smoking. I'm not smoking. I really want to get high, boys.
Dude, I want to so bad, but I just can't.
I know.
It sucks.
We gotta make the edibles. Sunday as well.
What did you guys, Troy? What are you doing tomorrow?
Nothing.
Want to come over and make edibles?
I'm not even. I have a test. Fuck that shit.
Seth, why don't you come over?
I have a test.
After the test.
I have English.
Okay, fuck you.
Fucking English, dude. That's the important one that I'm doing bad at.
The only one that's mandatory to graduate?
Yeah.
So fucking stupid.
You
What?
got like an 85 or something.
You're fine. I got an 86 in my English 12.
I think I'm getting like a 90 in history. I want to get better than Milena, so I have to get like an 80 or 95 or 96.
Your girlfriend is the best person to have competitions in school against.
It's really funny.
She drives you to actually work so hard.
Well, I did better on my midterm than she did.
Did you piss her off?
Nice.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not
Or
surprised.
hopefully, if I can do better on my exams, I think it'd be great.
I'm not surprised. Troy, so you never fucking cared about it. You cared about school, but you're just bored as shit going through it.
I cared about like passing and doing decent, but I didn't care enough to really put as much effort in as I should have.
You're just not interested in it.
Well, it just didn't get me interested.
That's the thing. I wish they found what you were good at. I wish that the way they did school was like, from a young age, there's targeted lessons and they realize, hey, this is what interests you as a kid, this is what you're good at, and this is the stuff you enjoy to do, and we're going to hone what you're naturally good at constantly, and that's what you learn.
That makes sense, yeah.
And I think it's a good idea, but then the problem is if everybody's amazing at the thing they're best at, who's going to take out the trash? Who's going to drive the garbage truck? Who's going to ship the things? Like, they unfortunately need dumb humans to make the world work.
Like, everything in consideration. Like, do a little bit of this. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just, like, get from point A to point B without, skipping over the space.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, you have to do the side work. You have to do the little miscellaneous things that maybe aren't even involved to get to where you're going.
You gotta do the shitty job.
So it's like, okay, you can focus on this, but we have to incorporate this. Like, maybe, like, let's just say, for instance, someone's really good at painting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, 2/3 of your day is doing painting. The other third is, like, math.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should. Right. That's what they should do, though. They should be like, okay, you're an amazing painter. You're a really good artist. You love art. You're fascinated by it. So we're gonna make that the majority of your curriculum, and then sideline all of the other stuff. So you pass it. You get the things you need. You know how to find the length of a triangle. You know how to do this stuff. You know how to spell. You know how to properly write an essay and formulate a sentence. But we're going to make most of your education targeted towards art because that's what you're passionate about and that's what you want to do. And you want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Or incorporate math.
In defense of the school system, though, they're doing the most broad, one-size-kind-of-fits-all kind of curriculum to make everybody, not necessarily the same, but go out into the world with some of the like very similar knowledge so you can actually interact with people and use the same languages and understand kind of the same backstory. So you guys kind of all can interact and have a baseline knowledge so you can go into the world and then start learning more about what it has to offer, which is like a good argument for why the school system does what they do. Because if they all hone 90% of or even 80% of the resources towards the kids, then one person's going to be really, really into gaming and they're going to have to make a gaming thing, right? Like, what if you're really good at gaming, right? Then
right. So you're saying they need to find.
They don't have
unlimited resources. They don't have a subject to teach in the thing that you really like to do.
Because I was really into philosophy, and they only had one class for that, and it was an online class, which was kind of shit. And I wouldn't expect them to make a whole class just for me. But then at the same time, like if there's a lot like really broad things, like there's a basketball class for really people that are really into basketball because lots of people are into that. So they do hone lots of devices. And our school that we go to is an art school anyway. So they have like 4 dance classes and they have so much shit.
I think arts are really important too. If you like arts, not just as in art, as in painting, but arts is in general. Sports, music, anything like that that can be considered art is proven to any kid that takes an extracurricular, you can call it. There's what do they say? There's 3 ways to become super intelligent, and it's language, like learn a second language, learn a musical instrument, and be active, right? And if you do one of those things, then
I have
kids,
two.
people who do
There
that,
we go.
it brings out, it opens up different parts of your mind and allows you to think better and formulate.
I mean,
know what I'm
like,
saying, but you know what I mean.
That makes
imagine
sense. Yeah.
imagine cultures without music or without food.
I don't think
without-
any culture has
Exactly.
is without it. Yeah.
And
There's certain things that are every single human on the planet just has
that's why,
community, music, and some form of communication.
like,
Sports competition,
Yeah.
everything like that.
Activity.
Every community does implement that.
yeah,
It's surprising to me that more schools don't
incorporate
implement
it.
culinary programs,
Mm-hmm.
because our school does a really good job of it. They make it cheap,
Mhm.
and they also make it so that the now has the best food for the actual students when they want to come in and their parents have them pack them a lunch.
True.
And it's
Yeah, it's
really
healthy.
it's really simply
Mhm.
done too, and it's cheap.
But it teaches you that it's not hard to cook.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really love it. It's so good.
I really like the cafeteria. It makes a lot of sense, and I'm surprised that more schools haven't
Mhm.
looked at it and learned. And
But I also don't think any more schools are going to adopt it.
why
No,
not?
but
It's just because in developments in China, like there's more expensive to eat like homemade food than it is to actually go out and order food from a restaurant. Like it's
No
so
way.
much. Like
no
there's
way.
many restaurants, and I think it's either in China or Japan, that don't even have lots of like actual rooms don't even have kitchens because they don't need to cook. They just order food. It's so much
Hmm.
cheaper. Like produce
Hmm.
there is ridiculously expensive.
I don't know if that's right. I mean, obviously it's different context from here, where here you go out to eat food,
it's like
$18,
so
you can
much
make
more expensive.
you can make a meal for $5.
Yeah,
And
exactly,
it can be
yeah.
really good. But
It's just capitalism versus communism.
are you sure that's
I
right?
don't know if that's right.
I'm
Honestly.
pretty sure that's
I
right.
could
I
see
don't
I
know.
could see in China. but I know for a fact that open air markets in Japan are huge.
Have you seen those
Fruit.
little tiny houses people live in though? Like literally the space capsules. They don't have food. Like how would they?
They don't
make,
have food.
like how would they make food in their little?
Yeah,
time
they
capsule?
don't have like a
Like
kitchen or
there's a
anything.
million things like that. You've seen these before, right?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen
little,
these.
like the tiny. They're called like tiny
Send
houses.
me, send me a photo of it when we're done, because I don't know. I feel like it's almost always cheaper to make it yourself.
It's
Food
'cause it's
and almost
here.
anything, because when someone else sells it, they have to make money off buying the resources, right?
Mhm.
Even if you buy in bulk,
Yeah,
they have to make money off buying the resources. So you do it yourself, it's going to be cheaper.
that makes sense. I mean, it does make sense.
Like-
But it doesn't. I think it's just a totally different economic system over there because
Mhm.
the government, like the Chinese government, can just have a set price for everything, and
you
once
see-
that
Are you super into looking at like
well-
China and communism and stuff?
Here's the thing: why is produce so expensive in Japan? A factor to bear in mind is Japan doesn't have very much farmland. Only 12% of its land is used for
So it's
growing
Japan.
crops, or for rice production, and most of it is used for rice production. That's why it makes it so expensive.
yeah, okay, so it's
Really?
Japan. Yeah,
Okay,
actually, that makes a lot of sense then.
because then any food, there's no such thing as fresh produce because it have to be shipped there.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So they can't really do it like they can only do it in bulk
So
to
it's a-
certain places.
So we get things like made in China that's built, made in China. You get like a bed frame that's made in China. They get food grown in the States
Yeah.
because they can't grow it there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
really
so-
interesting.
Makes a lot. That actually makes quite a bit of sense, especially on such a small island, right?
Mhm. I really, really, really like Chinese and Japanese food.
Me
It's
too.
so good.
It's
It's
so
really
good. It's funny how much they love Canadian and American things. Like they have KFC on holidays.
McDonald's.
On holidays, it's like a holiday tradition for them to get KFC.
The thing is though, is like I know lots of people who hate sushi because
How?
lots of
I had
Japanese
sushi for
people
dinner.
don't even have
Same.
sushi. It's not a thing they have over there a whole bunch.
Sushi.
Just like in Italy, you don't just have pizza all the time, even though it's
No.
really famous. It's
Pizza's
just
American.
Eat it with a fork and a
No,
knife.
Pizza's American.
by Italian people.
Yeah, created by Italian people in New York.
That doesn't matter where it's
No,
made.
I know, but it's an American dish. You know, it's not actually in it. It's
influenced from
Italian.
Italy.
Yeah, it is, but they came here and they mixed it with. But it's considered.
Where are
an
noodles
American.
from?
Noodles?
Or like
I have
pasta.
no idea. I have no
From
idea.
China.
Yeah.
Pasta
Rice
from
noodles?
China.
Originally.
No, all noodles.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
Yeah.
it's crazy because I would think instantly Italy because that's what
Well,
they're famous for, right?
They kind of like took it and expanded the idea
Mhm.
compared to it originated in China.
Yeah, it's just a long string of wheat.
I guess you're right
Yeah.
though, because if you think of if you go to an Italian restaurant or you think Italian food, it's a lot of wheat and
Pasta and bread.
pasta,
bread, and pizza.
That bread makes me more think French, like bread, wine, cheese.
Like a baguette.
Yeah.
But also just like a nice garlic bread with pasta.
Yeah,
makes
you
me
guys
think
are
of-
making my mouth
Hell
water.
yeah.
I'm
It's
so
Okay, we got
hungry.
coffee coming soon.
Oh hell yeah! That's not food though.
That's something.
So you know, some people have a diet, just coffee and cigarettes.
No, that's not called a diet. That's called a midlife crisis. Nico.
You know how bad that is for you.
You have
Yeah.
so much fucking anxiety. Holy crap!
Like the level of energy and stress, like nicotine and caffeine. Are you fucking
Sounds
kidding
like
me?
a crazy fucking
Jesus
good
fucking
15
Christ.
minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, you would go off in
Yep.
anything you do for 15
Oh,
minutes.
then
you
mixing
are
a monster.
So...
Oh, yeah,
You're just
no,
sitting there like,
no.
but then when you're done, have you ever tried kicking it? Imagine if your only diet, you have one meal a day, and other than that, you drink coffee and smoke cigarettes.
Oh.
And imagine you say,
Your
hey,
stomach would
I-
kill you.
I want you to stop smoking tobacco.
Oh, dude.
I want you to stop drinking coffee. You literally watch your best friend, people that you love, your family, turn into a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was.
Have you guys ever seen Futurama?
No,
No.
actually, I watched a
Wow.
little bit of it, but I don't really like it
Okay.
that much.
Futurama is the best. I don't know why that just made me think of Futurama, but there's this episode of Futurama where this guy, the main character, Fry, he drinks 100 cups of coffee in one day. It's his record. Like, he's trying to break it. And once he gets the 100 cups of coffee, all time slows down because he's so fucking fast. And he goes around and just does whatever he wants. It's great.
I've seen like an edit of that.
Yeah, it's really cool. I don't know why it just made me think of that, but like cigarettes and coffee is just like the next tier of just fucking your body. Dude, the runs you get after that. I don't know
Oh,
why I'm so
so
into
bad.
talking about shit. But like,
You keep bringing it up.
Okay, it's only because shit is so satisfying.
it's
and
so
you can have a
satisfying.
good shit.
Yeah,
and honestly, coffee is the best laxative.
it
It's
is.
pretty good
It does
laxative.
make like every single morning.
Yeah,
I got a
exactly.
coffee and I take a dump.
I take a coffee, drink my coffee, and I'm like, okay, sweet, I'm set.
It kind of blows my mind how many people, especially like, I don't know if this is weird, but I feel like girls in their 50s and 60s, that's their strict diet for some reason. And it's like
Really?
and it's like they think that eating food is going to make them gain weight or like put them out of
Sounds more
shape.
like a teen these days.
That seems like a teen these days thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
It seems like something
When I-
some girl in our school or guy in our school that's just like some guy.
Specifically, a really
know.
white bitch.
When I think cigarette and coffee, all I think is some old dude with a raspy voice or old girl with a raspy voice, like smoking a cigarette. Like
That's true.
I think of
Well,
my
the girl-
grandmother.
the girl
When
at the
someone says
diner.
that, I think of
The
yeah.
girl at the diner. Like
Yeah.
the girl who's serving you coffee, who's like, "Hey, hon, do you want your
That's
eggs
more like a hooker,
raw?"
honestly.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Sorry, call girl. They're not called hookers unless they're dead.
Whoa,
I
where'd
just
that
made that
come from?
I watched
Do
Archer.
you know from experience?
I watched
Nico?
Archer this afternoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You can't find them on Salt Spring. I looked.
No, you. Well,
Oh, Nico's sad.
I'm really. I went on a
The only way
date.
you're
I went
gonna
on a
get-
date, and the girl. I had a great time with her, and then she
then
texted
you
me
asked
and
if she
said,
was a prostitute, and she said, "Okay, ew, come on."
"No." She texted me and said that we can't hang out because of COVID.
Aww,
It's kind of an
that's
L.
sad.
I'm not gonna lie.
What a buzzkill!
I know, right? She's like, "Yeah, maybe next week, but I can't guarantee it because my parents are super iffy about it." I was like, "Fuck." This is when you wish you lived
Is
alone,
COVID
right?
even real?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fine,
Anybody who
never
thinks
mind. I
COVID
also
isn't real.
agree. Damn it! Why don't you
COVID-
guys disagree? Fuck,
COVID
Troy,
is
come on.
definitely real. It's just that politicians and people are using it to their advantage.
No, obviously, that's what you do with everything.
Yeah, I think
It's smart.
But
I think something to
dumb.
think about for us is that the rules that people are implementing, no one cares about Salt Spring. No one is thinking about this tiny island
No.
when they're making these rules.
The thing
right?
of the big cities where like hundreds of people are dying a day.
Yeah, and you're in an apartment and you can't leave the apartment because there's
Yeah.
like that's the thing, right?
God, the white girls that are complaining in group chats, they're just so annoying. Like, it's making my life so hard. I can't go to a party, but I can still party with all my friends because my parents don't care about it.
We have it so easy
Oh
here.
my god!
And I
With
can't-
every single thing in life is so much
easier
easier.
on Salt Spring.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
it is
it is.
insane.
except for housing.
Uh-oh.
Everything else is so simple and so cheap. But housing
Yeah.
here,
Once you live here, you're fine. You're set.
Yeah,
Your kids are also set.
it's true. If you have
Like-
connections, if you know anybody, you're fine.
like I moved here and I have not wanted to move back to
Yeah.
Seminar.
No.
Fucking.
Salmon Arm actually kind of reminds me of the place where coffee and cigarettes, well,
Oh.
coffee and vapes would be the only fucking thing.
See, that's
You
why I
don't even
also
know.
think 60-year-old.
Before,
Okay,
like,
yeah,
It's because
Okay.
people our age don't smoke cigarettes.
like,
right?
remember when I vaped?
yeah.
I started vaping in grade 8.
Wow.
I was vaping
really?
before vaping became a thing.
Damn.
You're
And then I
trendsetter,
stopped.
Troy.
Yeah.
Damn, Troy.
I basically ruined this
You're the
whole
OG
generation.
millennial.
We're not millennials, son.
No, but just the OG millennial. Because when I think of a millennial, I just think of a fucking hipster with his hair back, fucking plaid shirt, vaping, and thinking he's all this. He's like a social justice.
He's wearing a plaid shirt right now.
But you don't have a beard. You have to have a brown beard.
All right, well, that's never gonna happen.
That's the thing. I just need a vape in my hand and a beard.
Or it has to be one of those like stupid ass weed pens.
Dab pens?
Those things are dank as fuck.
Those things are fucking awesome.
No, just take a rip from them. Just take one rip, Seth.
They look so stupid.
No, I respect someone with that over a vape.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
I hit one yesterday.
As bad as a cigarette.
No,
it's so much better for you.
Way better than a cigarette.
No, it looks as bad. I don't know. It just looks so.
Cigarettes are disgusting.
Cigarettes are disgusting.
Like, dude, I think the aesthetic of cigarettes looks so much better than vapes.
Spliff.
Vapes look like shit.
Okay.
Pre-rolled cigarette versus the fucking ones that come in the box. Those are nasty as shit.
No, dude. I don't know why, but the aesthetic of a really pretty girl with a glass of wine with a vape outside in a Paris apartment.
Okay,
that sounds like shit.
Well,
but if she has a cigarette and she's like,
it's
sitting
kind of sexy.
Yeah,
reason.
It has an aesthetic to it that vapes are. I think about when vapes. I don't think of a sexy girl. I think of a fucking child who's just.
I want my cotton candy.
I want my. My parents don't love me. Come on.
The thing is, I had a vape for 24 hours. I woke up in the morning after a party with one in my pocket. You remember this stuff?
Oh yeah.
I brought it to school. Yeah. I brought it to school, and I was hitting it every single second. Yeah. It's so easy. It's so easy.
And it's like you have a head rush, and it's like, oh, this is all great.
I just need it again and again and again. Yeah. And the sound it makes, and the flavor, and everything, and it's so addicting. And then you go. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I can't have this.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, and then you sold it.
I sold it for $5.
Yeah.
Oh
I wanted to get rid of it. And then he turned around and sold it to somebody else for $60, and I wasn't even upset. I was like, yo, fucking take it away from me.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a vape for a bit. Luckily wasn't addicted.
It was so burnt.
It was just
so nasty.
$20 vape that had burnt coils, burnt everything. The juice had no nicotine, which was actually helpful.
I don't know how I didn't get addicted to nicotine. Yeah. Honestly,
did you have lots of nic in yours or no?
Only 6.
Oh, then that's why. Yeah. That's why. Because you won't get too much of a head rush.
No, but at that time I had so little nicotine in my body anyway, so I did get one.
I think that the high levels, like if I hit one at school, which I haven't done for
anything over 36
for months.
I
haven't done it since like last year. Yeah. The fucking COVID bullshit. It's just I had one in the bathroom. I took a hit of it. And I was like, oh my god, holy fucking hell! I don't feel I'm gonna pass out, and I felt like I was gonna pass out. And it was like, and I was like, how much is that? And he's like 35. I'm like, how the fuck could people do 50?
Dude,
50 kills you, dude.
Salt nic is so bad for you too.
What even is salt nic?
50 nic.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
So it's literally crystallized like nicotine inside of the juice. It's really bad for you.
Damn.
Vaping in general is bad for you, but yeah, 50 nic, it become like a high level drug. And when you'd hang out with these people and they'd be like, bro, I got 50, man. And
it's like, you're a crack addict,
I'm gonna sell it for like 10 times what I got it off the internet for, because everybody wants 50 and they can't get it.
Yo, you guys heard of these new thing called puff bars? Like they're these new things and like these pre-packaged things. Like they're like disposable vapes basically, kind of like Juuls, but you can't exchange
I have
the
seen
pods.
those.
Yeah, like 800 hits.
Holy fuck.
And
they taste good.
800 hits and they taste really good and the coils don't get burnt and they're just 800 hits for like $10.
Wow.
And then
seems like a lot of waste.
All they spend, like get 50 of them and to sell them for $20 and you make a profit. That's like lots of people do.
That's the other thing is it's fucking expensive. Like, I know smoking tobacco is expensive, drinking is expensive,
addicted to nicotine is expensive.
Vaping is ridiculous.
Yeah. I think vaping's definitely way more expensive than smoking cigarettes.
100%, because it's so fast. It goes away so fast.
You can get way more nicotine out of a vape than, I guess in a Juul pod. In a Juul pod, it's like 2 packs of cigarettes.
A cigarette?
Nicotine.
Actually, that's a good point. I was just more thinking like the big box mods that are $200. Like that kind of... The clouds, oh my god! I think those you can't have any nicotine. You just get the bare minimum juice.
Yeah, exactly. They're fun for tricks.
Yeah,
so great for tricks. That's the only reason I liked vaping.
Actually, maybe vaping is cheaper. I guess
that's where most people start. Is they're like, yo, I want to make tricks, and then they're like, yo, I want to get this, and then it's like, oh shit, I need this.
I think like Juuls are probably cheaper than smoking cigarettes, but like the box mods shit,
Those
No way.
They're not.
oh expensive.
Well, I don't know.
Like an RDA tank and shit too.
Oh my god, damn.
Like drip tips and shit. They're expensive.
Well,
but at
the
same time,
videos on Instagram
or
are
TikTok.
so sick.
Like when people
It's
can do these
satisfying,
like proper jellyfish things and
Oh.
separate them and like all these crazy tricks. They look dope as
They
fuck.
do, yeah.
But like
You're like, oh, I wish I could do that. And at the same time, like, it's not worth $500 fucking dollars.
no, it's really not.
It's not worth being hooked on this shit and then having to kick it later.
Mm-hmm.
The other
Yeah.
thing is that it's ironic that the starting of vaping was to get people to stop smoking cigarettes.
It
Right?
got
It's like,
so many more people into it.
so many more people. It's got so many people our age into it. But the other thing is that, like a cigarette, it's 6 nic. It has 3 to
Actually?
6 nic in it.
I think it has more than that.
No. I mean, look it up right now on your computer. You have it in front of you. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it has more because you get such more of a head rush. I can get 2 hits of a cigarette and have way more of a head rush than 6 nic vape because we could hit Troy's all night and barely get a head rush.
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I remember I was asking people, and I was like, why do you vape instead of smoke? And they said, well, it's more nicotine. And then I'm thinking, 50 compared to 6. And the point was to get people to quit smoking. Right?
That's what you have. Pink fuzzy cotton candy
Does it
vaping.
taste good as
Yeah, like you have just insane flavors. I remember this episode of South Park, and all these kids had vapes, and like, yeah, we're just like kindergartners. We need a break too. Life is hard for us down
So
here.
it says a typical hit of a cigarette will be the equivalent to a hit from a 16 milligram per milliliter bottle of vape juice,
So 16, Nick.
roughly.
16. So not 6, 16. But
Damn.
that's
That's way less. Than I
so
thought.
much less than a 50.
But
That's
then,
so much less than a 25 or a 35.
why does one hit off a cigarette compared to like 24 Nick give me way more smoke?
That's so true. Yeah.
I think it's because of the concentration. And
It
I
also
think
could be the
maybe
chemicals.
the chemical. I think it might
Oh,
be because of the
fuck,
chemicals.
Yeah.
Because I
Right.
think cigarette, it's smoke. So it generally goes to your brain. Or I think one goes to your head more and the other one goes to your blood flow more.
I
Right?
think
Like,
they're both smoke.
because I sweat.
Technically.
When I hit a
vapor.
vape, I actually start
There
to
is more
perspire.
liquid in vaping.
I don't
that makes
like it.
sense, but there's not much more.
There's a lot more.
There's a lot more. Dude, think about the clouds you can get out of even a Juul compared to a cigarette.
There's a lot more moisture in a vape because all it is water vapor. Well,
Yeah.
not water vapor, but vapor.
But liquid, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more, but still, I don't think it's enough to. I don't know why it would impact it differently. Maybe like
Well,
liquid is easier to get into your
The
bloodstream.
thing is,
I think
like,
that's what
with-
it is. I think it's into your bloodstream.
there, I guess I know it's different chemicals in your brain, but I know with weed it's like the cannabinoids or whatever
Yeah,
they're called.
yeah.
That's like they immediately
Mhm.
latch onto your brain.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it'd
So
probably
much
be the
fun.
same with like
Mhm.
a nicotine.
I also think that the high lasts so much longer with a fucking vape. So much longer than with
Really?
a cigarette. Oh my god.
Is there
yeah.
really a high though? You just get a head rush.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean by like a head rush. Is like if I have like if you roll me a cigarette, Nico, or something, and I
Yeah.
have like 2 or 3 hits, I get a little head rush, and then I put it out. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And then I go back inside and like, wow, I'm done with my head rush. Like that sucks. But
Mm.
with a vape, like have it in
Actually,
the bathroom,
you have a point.
have it in the bathroom, walk all the way back to class, still have a head rush, still like you can start feeling yourself come down a little bit, and it's like 3 or 4 minutes.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. I kind of like. I don't know. I really don't like vaping more. Like if I was gonna have nicotine, I'd do it in a spliff more than
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
But something about vaping and the chemicals, even smoking a cigarette, I actually like it more. I will choose to, if I was gonna do one or the other, I would choose to vape because it's more fun. But personally, I feel better after hitting a cigarette than hitting a vape. If I hit a vape, I get cold and clammy, and I
Jeez,
feel
really?
gross.
I feel
my
really
body
gross
really
inside.
doesn't like
Mhm.
it. It really doesn't
That's
like
weird.
it.
That is maybe because your body's used to more of like a what is it, pure
Like a
pure form
legitimate
of-
smoke.
Yeah,
But I've never smoked cigarettes either, and I've
but you smoke a lot of
vaped.
weed, so your body's more used to it.
Yeah, I guess so. But the thing is that I vaped a lot when I had, like, my ex-girlfriend, she had
Yeah.
a vape, and when I was with her, it's
Vaped
around,
it.
you hit it,
Yeah.
right? Like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
the danger of vapes. So they're there, you're gonna
so
hit
Yeah,
it.
easy.
it's
It's
you
so
don't have to
easy.
light them up. It's not a process.
No.
You
It's
can do
just
it
like-
inside. You can do it inside, too, and it goes away.
That's
It
why
doesn't
it
attach
smells
to
like
anything.
fucking strawberries in here.
Yeah, For me, I don't know why, but cigarettes make me feel like way shittier than vapes. Vapes just
Well,
give
that's
me a
if
little
you
high.
smoke a whole cigarette too.
No, even one hit of a cigarette versus 10 hits of a vape, I feel so much worse after a cigarette. My teeth feel bad. My
Mhm.
breath smells bad. Like it's just the after effects of a cigarette are just so vile. Like
Yeah, it's gross.
It is really gross.
you can taste it, and gum doesn't get rid of it. Like it's like having garlic breath, but it tastes like a cigarette. Like it just
Yeah.
it's always on your lips, and it just tastes like fucking ass.
Remember the O'Donnell party when I
Oh,
fucking
yuck.
had 2 cigarettes?
And you were throwing up in the bush. Yeah, I remember that.
Vapes have never done make me
First
crazy.
time I
It'll
smoked
happen.
a cigarette, never wanted to touch one since.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
a good experience.
It's
Eat a whole carton of cigarettes. That's the
so you
whole
like
thing.
smoking?
It was like, I
That's
remember
a good G.
Yeah.
I forget who it was, but somebody's dad, like, in the 60s, gave, like, as a punishment for smoking a cigarette, he's like,
Oh,
okay,
God.
you smoke the whole pack of
Yeah.
cigarettes tonight.
Yeah.
Smoke the whole
That's-
thing, and if you don't, you're going to get in trouble tomorrow.
Oh, damn.
Smoke the whole thing, never wanted to touch a
Never
cigarette
wanted to
again.
touch a cigarette.
Damn. Respect.
Something else that I think, Seth, is really, really interesting. You just said that hitting a cigarette is a lot more nasty to you, right?
So, yeah.
So than hitting a vape.
Yeah.
So then why is it that French girl with her glass of wine that's really hot, she got a cigarette in her hand, it's classy, it's cute. She's got a vape in her hand, it's not attractive.
To quote South Park, I don't want one of those pussy sticks in my mouth.
Yeah, but Seth, you do. You said that you would rather, like, because
Or in somebody else's mouth.
I've watched you straight up tell your girlfriend after she smoked a cigarette, no, I'm
Ugh.
not going to kiss you.
Yuck.
But
Well, I just
You-
smoked a cigarette.
yeah,
It's
but
young.
you'll watch, if she vapes, you don't care. If you was to hit a vape, you wouldn't
it
care.
tastes way better.
But you'd rather look at her smoking a cigarette than
Yeah.
hitting a vape. So what's actually
Well,
better?
no. Because I think the different thing is it's the whole entire scene. You know?
Mm.
Because
picture.
if it's
Aesthetic.
at a party and she's smoking a cigarette or somebody's smoking a cigarette, it's like, ugh, fucking white
Greasy.
trash, you know? Like greasy grossness. But if it's like a nice silk dress, lingerie, overlooking the Eiffel Tower, having a glass of wine and like
That's like
cheese.
pristine.
Yeah, like, and I think the setting really also matters, just like with any drug. Like,
True.
a cigarette then would look really cool, but a stupid ass pink vape there that seems totally out of place. Like
It
like
just doesn't
something.
tacky.
It doesn't fit.
It feels more. It's more natural, I guess. Is the really big selling point of it? But I think it's more unnatural in a place where it's so natural in the school would have a vape. If that makes sense. Like
Mhm.
they're so out of. I know very little people that actually chronically smoke. I'm gonna say I don't know why chronically
that's
is the
right.
right word,
That's right.
but like
It's a chronic disease.
they fucking need it. I know like my cousin. I know the D dog over there. You know, I know the J dog we used to be friends with.
Yeah.
Like those people, and that's about it. And I know maybe like 5 or 6 people who are actually addicted. But then I know like probably 100 people who are addicted to vapes.
Oh
more
yeah.
easily more than 100 people.
Almost everybody at the
like
school.
fucking everybody.
80%
I
of
think
people,
so
guaranteed. Also,
Yeah.
coffee's right.
Easy,
Oh,
for
yes,
sure, 100%.
coffee.
Something that kind of makes me wonder is like, I know it's not worth it. Don't vape, don't smoke.
Don't
It's
do it.
not worth
It's
it.
dumb.
It's really not. But it can also just ruin things. Because if you don't have that, if you don't have that packed, if your vape dies, you want to go on a camping trip, you want to go on a hike.
And you don't
This
have
has
it.
happened to me so many times with my significant other. They want to come and do something. They want to go and hang out. You want to go, let's go on a hike together. Vape dies. Whole trip is completely ruined because then they're having a shitty time. And like you're so attached. There's some substances.
Yeah.
Weed, you can get to that point, but it's not quite there. You can go on a hike and enjoy like a 2-day camping trip without smoking a joint.
But it would make it nicer if you had it. But
Yeah.
it's not like, oh my god, I'm fiending.
I need it
Yeah.
now, or you're gonna make everybody else miserable unless you have it.
That's so true. It's I don't know what a good comparison is, but it's like I think that
Coffee might be a
nicotine
close
kind
one.
of no,
Well,
because you don't
I
like.
can get a headache if I don't drink coffee in the morning.
That's true, but it's not like you once you have one coffee you need 10.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
it's not like it's
Mhm.
not like you need more.
Coffee
more.
doesn't even really affect me that much.
No, it doesn't affect me anymore either.
That's a
It's
lie.
like
That's what you think. You think because it's become normal now.
Yeah,
It
No,
doesn't
but,
affect you
like,
because if you don't have it, you
Even
have
when
a
I had
headache.
it first time, it never affected me very much.
it would affect me so much, but
I
now it's
feel
become
it.
I just feel normal when I have
Yeah.
a coffee. Otherwise, I feel like ass, dude.
That's
but-
so that's the thing is because normal you feels like shit because you don't have coffee.
Yeah.
It's like people who that's the best comparison you can think of. It's like you smoke weed every single day. You don't smoke weed, then all of a sudden that's actually how you're supposed to feel. That's how that's how sober you is.
Yeah.
But it's super fucking strange
One is
because you don't
way
have it.
harder of a drug that impacts your system for a lot longer and is a lot worse for you. So the
Which one?
comparison is weed's way worse for you than coffee.
Troy?
Tar lung, dude. Like
No,
What's
it's
the
from
worst-
tobacco.
you still have
does
tar in your
not
weed. Like smoking anything still makes tar in your lungs. Like, it gets carbon.
over time.
Yeah.
But if you smoke like
If you smoke a cigarette, if you smoke a whole joint every day and a whole cup of coffee every day,
Smoke
what one do you think will kill you faster? Smoking.
honestly,
coffee.
Honestly,
Well, actually, I don't think either. I think both of those don't actually have a very big impact on your lifespan.
Not a massive effect, but smoking definitely has a bigger one. But all those things it's saying.
No,
Like,
you're
I'm gonna go
Smoking-
grab the coffee.
okay,
Anyway, so no, just take a break. Let's just pause it. We can all
Yeah.
take a break.
Back in 5.
everybody, caffeine is fucking amazing, and everybody listening to this should be addicted to caffeine because it's the best resource on the planet. It's
This
also
is
the
why we
most
need to
shipped
get a
commodity in
sponsor.
nature.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
What? I didn't,
Is
the
it
hear.
most
actually?
sold and shipped commodity.
No way.
Yeah.
I
Really?
didn't hear what you said. so-
Coffee. I think it's most sold and shipped commodity
Oh, that would make sense.
around the world.
Yeah,
Every
well, look
single
at
place in the world.
McDonald's, Tim Hortons, Starbucks. They
India.
sell so
Okay.
much coffee.
India, it's so big there too.
Rating: McDonald's, Tim Hortons,
Timmy's.
coffee,
Timmy's.
Starbucks. What's
Oh.
the best coffee?
Okay, Starbucks does have good coffee.
Starbucks is the
But
best,
it's also
hands
fucking
down.
$10, so you can't compare.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's-
not.
No. Just
I
say
just
price
thought-
isn't a factor in this.
No, it is. It's got to be a factor.
It has to be
Okay.
because A&W coffee or Timmy's coffee or McDonald's coffee is like $1.
I would say A&W's coffee is better than
Then
Timmy's.
Timmy's, really?
Yeah.
Timmy's makes
No,
shit coffee.
it's so good. I love it.
Timmy's,
Really?
Really?
Mhm.
McDonald's?
McDonald's is good as well.
It's not bad.
A&W coffee I don't
Yeah,
like.
Starbucks does coffee. You
Yeah.
want to like?
It's a coffee shop. It's
I
not a
feel like-
food shop.
I feel like going to McDonald's is like getting food at a gas station. Like I feel like us as humanity, we're better than that. You don't have to eat gas station food. Come on, like you can like I don't know. You want a coffee? You're not on Salt Spring. Go to Starbucks.
This tastes like
Mm.
salt. This tastes like a lot like Starbucks coffee to me.
I just like that Starbucks does caramel frappuccinos.
It reminds me of
really
it.
like those.
It reminds me of I think Starbucks coffee is way better than all the other ones.
Mhm.
But it's also a coffee shop,
Yeah, that's
not
what
a
it's
food
designed
shop.
for.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't think you compare it.
Oh, so Tim Hortons is what? Dunkin' Donuts of Canada.
Tim Hortons
Yeah.
is like
Tim
No,
Hortons
but
is a
Dunkin'
donut
Donuts-
place.
no, it's not.
They
I would say it's
Amazing breakfast sandwiches.
no, they don't.
No.
You don't like
this
them?
is-
So bad.
Every time I've had their breakfast things that involve any kind of protein, I feel like shit. after.
Really?
Dude, I gotta stop getting farmers wrap.
Those are
before going on the
disgusting.
mountain.
Those,
Before going up skiing at 6 a.m., I really
Right.
gotta stop doing
you
it.
got it, and I looked. I was like, "You're gonna regret that." Like,
I love them.
I always get just the toasted everything bagel with garlic cream cheese. It's
Is it
always always good.
Alright,
So good.
I remember that.
You can't go wrong with a bagel, dude.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm not gonna lie. No, dude. I don't know what you guys are getting because you don't get the English muffin. Those are shit.
No.
You get the everything bagel
Mhm.
with eggs, bacon, and lettuce.
Okay, are you gonna get bacon or sausage? That's the
Bacon.
real question.
Bacon. Sausage is
bacon
ass.
best.
If it's good quality sausage. But
Yes.
there's not very many
But
places.
the only
That's
good
all
sausages
oranges.
are on the side. Like side sausages are better than bacon, I think. But in the patty thing, sausages they just taste so like the weird spices they have.
Mm.
So
Although
weird.
Okay.
lamb sausage.
Oh, dude,
Holy-
lamb just in general is so good.
So
I think
good.
lamb is my favorite meat.
I don't know if I
Not
could
dick.
be vegetarian.
No.
I don't know if I'm gonna skate over what Seth just said.
Sorry.
I don't know if I could be vegetarian. Like
I could be pescatarian.
you could
Ugh.
just cut out red meat and eat fish.
Yeah.
What about chicken?
I don't care for chicken.
You don't care for chicken?
No.
There's some good chicken stir fries, man.
Okay, yeah, good point.
Chicken stir fries pretty bomb.
Chicken Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Also, chicken skewers when they're marinated.
Yeah.
right?
Chicken wings. There's
Okay,
some chicken.
Okay,
that
I
you
do care for
there's the
chicken a bit.
There's like
Chicken noodle soup.
I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. Your
No.
mom cooks
Oh.
chicken. I
Chicken
actually
pot
don't
pie.
like it. I don't know, but as soon as you get it like crispy skin, with a little bit of like salt and pepper, nice.
Make sure that meat, and you're gonna hate this, is moist.
you do need. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna lie, I don't like chicken very much. I like chicken
Really?
Caesar salads. That's
I
about
don't,
it.
I don't like chicken when it's on its own. I like chicken when it can be paired with things. That's why people say chicken tastes like everything, or everything tastes like chicken,
Because
it
because
goes
it's in so many
Yeah.
things.
But I think it's weird. I like turkey more than chicken.
No,
Really?
Mhm.
I don't like turkey.
Turkey's
Turducken's a
drier. Turkey's a lot drier. I'll give you that. But turkey has such a deeper taste. It hits you more.
I just
you
don't
know?
like the taste of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I think they taste pretty much the same. It's just turkey has more to it. And
Mhm.
it makes you a lot sleepier, which I also really like.
I
Like
bet
that
I've had.
pass out
Because
bedtime
I think
feeling.
it's more of like an older person food, and then chicken just seems kind of like a kid thing.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm gonna have a little chicken.
I
Well, I'm
feel
gonna
like-
have some fucking turkey, bro.
I feel like
Fuck
turkey
yeah.
is just it's like it's cheaper, isn't it?
Turkeys?
Like no, like
No.
Per
for
pound?
like per pound. It's
Probably.
cheaper. It's
Yeah.
cheaper per pound. right?
Maybe, but I don't know if that's
Well, if you
really
look at-
fair because turkeys are like
Huge.
3 times the
Yeah.
size of chicken.
I don't know. I feel like turkey is just slightly less flavorful chicken, especially if you do it really well. If you cook a really good chicken, I don't know. It's just really bomb. But
feel-
I don't know. I like
like
red
ham
meat.
more than
red,
all of them.
Red
Oh,
meat.
same.
Red
Fuck
meat
yeah.
tops For me, red meat is gonna top.
I think it's weird though.
White meat or fish.
Yeah.
Or
I don't love bacon.
Actually, fish for me is my
Really?
favorite kind of protein. You don't like bacon?
No.
What? Get out of here, Seth. Get the fuck out.
It's great. It makes me feel like ass after.
Really? It is a very processed food.
It can be. It can be unless you make it yourself.
Okay, but like
Who
having
has
like
the means to make their own bacon?
just
I
get
have my own
bacon.
bacon.
Belly.
Have you
bacon.
you have killed
Yes.
your own pig?
Yes.
Made your own bacon?
I didn't kill the pig. My dad
Okay,
killed the
shut
pig.
the fuck up.
No. The
You
farm
gotta do everything yourself, or else you can't say shit.
fed the pig, raised the pig, built the fence for the pig, grew food for the pigs, fed
Wow.
them, raised them on their own farm. Something that I can really resonate with a lot of vegetarians. I find it so hard to actually kill the animal.
Oh yeah,
That's something
dude.
that
Killing any animal. I fucking killed a squirrel and my heart felt.
It hurts.
Troy,
It hurts, right?
Yeah, I ate 4 squirrels.
When?
Like before I moved here.
There's something really satisfying about hunting
Oh my god, dude.
and
Yeah.
then eating the meat that
Well,
you hunted.
that was the rule. That was like my dad's
You
rule
have
of
to.
thumb. It's like if you kill it, you eat it.
There's a reason the land
Yo,
was so.
fuck! I'm about to manslaughter, dude. Fuck.
There's a reason. There was a reason that.
Shit, I'm a cannibal.
There was a reason that North America was so prosperous underneath the lifestyle and living ways of the First Nations.
Oh,
Because they used everything.
utilized
Buffaloes were still around. They were still a thing. Elk, they were so prosperous because they didn't hunt, cut the head off, eat one thing, maybe just mount it on a wall.
They used everything.
They used everything. They used it for weapons. They used the bones for weapons. They used the skin for clothing. There was like rituals with the eyes. They even ate the dick. People will eat deer
Damn.
testes.
Actually?
Oh yeah, and
There's-
it's
there's
supposed
a-
to make
That's
you
pretty
like
cool.
There's a
super
delicacy
strong.
of cow
No
cow
way.
balls.
You know you can eat people.
In
Like
Japan.
in Japan, yeah, there's people dishes. You can also eat people in Canada. Not illegal. You just didn't kill them yourself.
No way, cannibalism isn't
That's-
illegal. It's just the
I'm pretty sure.
harvesting of the
If you
meat
need
that
to,
is. If you need to. I've
Like-
always wondered this question. You're out with your family, or you're with. Or let's use us as an example.
Yeah.
We're on an island.
Alright.
We're starving to death. You have to. There's no other alternative. Which one of us is the healthiest, and do you eat first?
Oh, I'd be dead first.
Troy.
No.
I wouldn't eat Troy.
I think I'd be dead first because I have
You're
the least
old man
amount
of
of.
the group.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but-
I'm the one who couldn't run the longest. I'd fucking.
Okay.
I'd
that's a
tap
good
out at
point.
20 minutes.
You see, but my thing is just like I wouldn't want to eat either of you. Too.
No, neither
Because
would I.
like
That's-
you're
that's
skin
gross.
and bone. You're an old man. Like
Yeah,
I eat
but-
my own thigh. I feel like before
Yeah,
I
dude,
started eating
You
your
would start eating me, and there's a whole bunch of dust would come out.
Bro,
Exactly.
My bones would you'd break you'd like snap one of my bones and look for marrow, and all it is just dust, decay, spider webs
How do you-
inside my body.
How do you guys feel about like chicken marrow? Like you crack open
Yeah,
the
you
bone, and
can.
some people like
Ugh.
suck on it. And stuff.
Well, you have to. If I had to, I would.
You
not-
have to.
not
I know. I
tasty.
just mean like, would you do? Because apparently it's really good for you. Like, what limit are you willing
That's
to
what
go
stock is for.
where something's
Yeah.
good for you, but you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna. get
Chicken
involved
stock.
with
I have like chicken stock or like
Oh yeah, any
like
kind of
that.
stock is good.
that's great, but I wouldn't eat it itself. No,
Mhm.
marrow's yuck. The consistency is so weird.
Consistency really matters for
Yeah.
food.
I
Texture?
despise fucking what are they called? Legumes. What's the other name for them?
Oh, dude, I don't know.
What's a legume?
You know what I mean though, right? Troy?
I recognize the name. I don't remember what
Okay,
they
it's
look
a
like.
cucumber shape, but it has
Pickle.
no, not a pickle because that's still a cucumber.
I know.
It's like that. It's a terrible like chewy texture.
Hold on.
Chicken parmesan. It's on that. No, it's not on chicken parmesan. It's chicken.
Who knows? Anyway,
Wait,
we're
how do
done.
you spell that? Wait.
Legume.
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 Oh.
Legume.
Legume. It's a French word.
You know what I really love to do?
Oh, they're like beans.
Lima beans? Why do they make me think lima beans?
No.
I
That's
really,
fucking fun.
it really interests me the transformation of food through like lack of water or additive of water. You got pickles and cucumbers,
Mhm.
which somehow so many people don't know, but I feel like it's the most well-known like dumb thing ever.
Like everybody knows what like a pickle. They always like you to say what a pickle is. They know what a pickle is, but sometimes they don't know it's a
It's a
cucumber.
cucumber. They don't know it's just a fermented cucumber
Yeah.
that's been sitting in a jar.
You can get fermented eggs.
Yeah.
That seems so nasty to me. Black eggs.
No, I was
No.
just talking about like the one like pickled eggs.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
Have you heard of pickled onions?
Those
That's
are good.
actually pretty good.
That's
It's actually
sauerkraut.
really good. Yeah, but
Wait,
like,
no, that's
but,
like-
cabbage. That's cabbage.
why did I agree to that, bro?
I was gonna say I fucking hate sauerkraut.
Yeah,
Really?
same.
It's
I
like
don't like.
it's sour
Bro.
and yucky.
Okay, I love it in sandwiches, like Reuben sandwiches.
Really?
Oh,
so
good, bro. So good.
I hate sour food.
Have you guys been down
Really?
to
Do you
That's
not-
my
Buzzies?
thing. I don't mind pickles and burgers.
What did you say?
Have you been to Buzzies?
I thought you said I'd be. I said, have you guys been down to pussies? I'm like, what?
Tastes like sauerkraut.
No, I think I've had like one of their sandwiches and there's way too much meat.
Dude, they're so fucking good.
Yeah, I still have a free thing from grad that I haven't
Oh,
used.
nice.
You should go there. I mean, the free thing, they skimped us. They said it was free sandwiches, but it's just free latkes, which are basically
Really?
just potato and flour that have been like baked in, and then you dip it in like applesauce or something. It's not bad,
That sounds pretty good.
but the sandwiches are bomb.
Yeah, they're really.
but they're
good,
like
man.
this big.
Mhm.
Sorry, they're not very large, honestly,
Yeah,
and they're $15.
but they
You know,
taste. really
not
They
worth it.
taste so good. And for us, I don't think they're worth it for us, or at least for me, because I'm still hungry when I finish one. And if I've spent $15 on
You wanna
lunch,
be-
You want to be full,
I
yeah.
want to be full after the market.
Dude, sometimes some people say that quantity is better or quality is better than quantity, but I don't think I believe it anymore. Because you
Yeah,
have
there's
to
different-
have,
parts.
yeah, like with food, you could have an amazing meal, like one of those 5-star amazing meals, and it'd be 2 bites,
Mm-hmm.
I can't
or
handle
3 or 4 bites, and that
Yeah.
just is like shit. When I can buy a whole meal, or
For,
with
like-
like $10.
I mean, you could buy at the cafeteria. You could get like a pulled pork steak
Mhm.
or pulled pork burger
For $6.
for
Yeah,
$6,
it's insane. Yeah, it's way better.
and it's so
It's
good.
And honestly, food tastes better when it's cheaper.
Yeah, because you don't.
It sounds
feel as
bad, but like
Well, it's on
when I was in France, I went to a Michelin star restaurant, which is really, really high class. And I had one of the foods there, and it was like a risotto in France. And I was like, it has to be really good. This is like $40 or
Oh
like
my God.
20 something euros.
Mhm.
And then I had it, and I was like, this fucking just tastes like a normal risotto. Am I just not cultured enough to understand the different flavors?
It's because you weren't chewing with your mouth open. You have to aerate it. You know, get
Ugh,
those
It's like
extra
wine.
flavors.
You gotta like really taste all the flavors.
I don't know, man. I was like, this is food. It's not like I'm, going to fuck a chick or something. It doesn't need to be a ritual. You know what I mean? Like,
Wait,
Seth will
It's
not
just
spend
food.
more than $40 to.
so
fuck
you're
a chick.
saying you have a ritual before you fuck a chick?
well, there's a little bit more to it than just buying one, right?
Oh shit.
That's not what I mean. Oh, fuck.
Okay, would you consider yourself a
Awkward.
foodie? Like, do you like food to the point?
What?
I don't fucking know what I was gonna
Sorry,
say.
yeah, I
Do
kind of
I
read
like
I
through
didn't
it.
like it. I just couldn't get over the fact that Seth just said spend money. I'm not gonna spend money to fuck a chick.
Okay, but it's kind of true because you gotta take them on a date, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. You gotta if they want to go on another date or a third date or
Uh-huh.
something like that. Like
Then
you're
they pay
gonna
for one of
spend-
them. Then they
What?
pay for one of the dates. If you take them on 3, they better pay for at least one of them.
I think you
They
kind of pay
might.
for what you like, unless you like take them. Like say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna take you for dinner.
Yeah.
I think you should equally pay.
I agree, but it's still.
That's the ideal situation. But also, if I've known a lot of girls that say if a guy just doesn't pay for the first one immediately, they think it's off. Like
Okay, but what if a guy went up to a girl and said, "Hey, if you don't pay for my food,"
they'll be like, I'm totally fine. Guys
Well-
will never do that. They're desperate, dude.
yeah, that okay.
Because the girls can be like, okay, I am hot enough to get asked out a lot. I'm kind of set. And a guy wouldn't be like that because it's rare as fuck.
Something I really liked about the girl that I went on a date with is we had this exact conversation, and rather than it being awkward, I told her that I was buying dinner, but it was just fun to be like, I don't understand. Like, if you're a hot girl, you could just get free meals. Be like, flirt with a guy for like 2 days, get a free dinner. Don't have to do anything. You're not promising anything. They're gonna pay
Yeah,
for
true.
it. It seems pretty nice. I'm
Seems
not gonna lie.
seems like a privilege to me.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
that's a
No!
heated
No!
conversation, son.
I am joking. That was a joke.
No. Real meaning of feminism, equality for all.
Yeah.
I would consider myself a feminist over the actual definition of the word.
Yeah.
50-50,
Exactly,
everybody
agreed.
puts in equal parts, but that means everybody puts in equal parts. You don't get to... What did you say last time? You can't have a crutch that's also a leg,
leg
up.
up, yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't have a
Mm.
crutch. You can't... It doesn't work that way. If you want everything to be equal, then everything has to be equal, right?
Mhm.
And I don't even mind, like, I'm happy if you go out to dinner one night and it costs $50. You go out to dinner the next time she buys it, it costs $40. That doesn't bother me at all. It's like,
Mhm.
it's the gesture, it's the effort.
True. Yeah. The effort matters so much more than the actual price behind it.
Yeah.
Behind something. Yeah.
It's not about that.
Like, if you have a crappy date, and it just does not go over well, I mean, at least for me, I will probably just have to split the check, even though I was planning on buying it for them or whatever. But if she's just terrible,
100%.
I mean, sometimes if I really can get away with it, I'll just make her pay for it. Just dip, you know. We go to the bathroom,
Never
say I'm
come
gonna
back.
go do my makeup, and then just leave. Oh,
But-
so wait, sorry. Maybe talking for the other side there.
The thing is, you can't do that on this island because
No,
you know you're gonna
you know
bump into that
everybody.
girl again.
But I don't know. I think, honestly, as a guy, I'd much rather pay for a girl's meal than have it 50-50, just for how the waiter will look at you. Because I asked Malaya, I was like, yeah, okay, do you want to split this 50-50? She's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, okay, but give me like the $15 so I can buy it.
I was
So
gonna
looked
say,
at it,
I've done that
like,
before as well.
because it just is like split it 50-50, you get two different checks. Just because it kind of feels like you guys are like separated. But if you have
I
it
agree.
together, it feels like you guys are more together and like, I don't know, it's a weird thing, but
I get it.
It's weird, but it makes sense in some weird, twisted fate way.
It's because it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing for a guy to take a girl out to dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even if you are both, that's why I like the back and forth way, where it's like, hey, I got it this night, you got it the next
That
night.
makes a lot of sense.
Because
Yeah.
it's also really cool to look at the waiter's face when the girl, like, nothing hotter in the entire world to me than I pull out my debit card and my girlfriend or the girl that I'm with puts her hand over my hand and says, no, babe, I got this. Or like, no, that's
Not
on
bad.
me. That's really, really attractive. Like,
That
just to be
is.
like, hey, like, I want to take you out. I had a good time with you tonight. Like,
All
I
right.
don't know, it just
Here's
seems good.
another
It's
question.
showing confidence.
Is chivalry dead?
Is what?
Chivalry.
What do you mean by that?
Like, like the opening a door for a girl, or like being in general like a nice
Like a
guy, you
gentleman?
know? Like, is that how many people do you see
hope
being
not.
like a gentleman?
What do you consider a gentleman now?
Like going out to a nice restaurant, like dressing up, actually like trying for a meal, not going
I
in
don't
your
think
hoodie
it's
and
dead.
sweatpants or
I
whatever.
don't think
like,
it's dead.
no,
I think you should do that. I think you should.
no,
Yeah,
I'm agreeing, but I just
think it's
think
changing, but I don't think it's dead.
okay.
I mean, I feel like I wouldn't like get out of the car and open the door for her, but I'll walk through the door first, open it, and keep holding it for her so she
Or
can walk
open
through
it for she can go in first.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you,
open it,
you
yeah.
hold the door. Like I don't see anything wrong
But
with
not
that.
even just that. I mean, also just like how people are meeting, right? Like Tinder and stuff, like all those
Okay,
kinds
yeah,
of things.
but
Like
it's less
that kind of.
genuine.
I don't know. It just seems like whole culture just seems to be like we all just kind of want to fuck each other, and we're just gonna go through the steps so we can and not feel bad about it.
I hate that. I
Like
feel
that
like that's
seems what it is. It's not really. It's like we're like going out for a date now doesn't seem like a connection, more as a prerequisite to getting in bed.
To
It's like the
getting in bed,
thesis
yeah.
statement, you know, like you have like. Or like your introductory paragraph, if we're going to talk about English again, some bullshit like that. Like you kind of have to have an introduction. You have to have like the things your guidelines, the things you're going to set out to do, and then first, second date, and you have your conclusion where everything gets tied up together.
I think I'd get really, really sad if going on a date became monotonous and it was just the steps.
Yeah,
Like I remember what 2-3 years ago when I would have a text with someone on Snapchat or something. And I knew exactly what I was going to say before the person said the next thing, and it was monotonous. It was like, hey, this, blank, and it wasn't fun anymore because you're just going through steps and you're not actually meeting the person and enjoying it. And I think that it's really good to, like, take that time to actually connect with the person and, like, don't line up 3 dates in the next 3 days and be like, okay, I'm going to go with this person.
Totally.
Like, just... put effort in, actually try and make it, or like, don't go on a date if you don't actually think the person's cool.
That's also why I don't like it when people, like, try for nudes. I don't like it when people ask for
I
nudes.
fucking hate nudes.
Because it's like, if I want to get intimate with somebody, I want to actually be beside them. I want to be
Yeah.
in the same room. I don't want to see your tits.
Big
And then
boy
when
flex. Never send a dick pic.
That's a good fucking call.
Only when I was in a
Don't send
relationship.
dick pics.
Damn.
See,
That's
that,
different, though.
I agree. I think the nudes are totally fine if you guys are already together.
Exactly.
And
I
I
like
think-
him.
I would say something that can be really, really fun, especially if you guys aren't close and don't get to see each other, or close as in like distance-wise, and don't get to see each other as often as you'd like. Sexting on the phone, you have FaceTime.
Sure.
It can be super, super fun. And that's a really good trick for anybody who sucks at texting. I suck ass at texting. I hate texting. I'm horrible at it. If you want to talk to someone,
Yeah.
call them.
Yeah, I like calling way more as well. I don't think I like nudes anymore. Like I I've gotten a few in my life, maybe like countable, like maybe once or twice.
Because you weren't asking for them.
No, because I don't know, I got like once or twice, I think. And then hilariously with you one time, it was really funny. I don't know, I
With
was
Troy or me?
What?
Wait, remember? Oh, never mind.
With Troy.
How?
I think it was no, it wasn't me. It was through. We can talk about it later. It's a funny story. Maybe not for this podcast.
Okay.
No, let's hear it. We can cut it
cut
out.
it
I want
out.
to hear it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. Remember, it was like that time where you were talking to this girl. I forget who she was. And
Troy
then
was talking to her.
you got nudes from her, and then we're like, "Damn, that's pretty good." And then I was talking to her as well, and then I also got nudes from her at like the same night.
Oh.
We're both talking to her.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that was you.
I don't know if that was me. I don't have any recollection.
No, we were-
No, I remember that. That
I'm
was
pretty
you,
sure that was
Troy.
you.
That was you, Troy. I do remember that.
Did your old
Yeah.
phone?
Those are.
Huh.
It was just that like, ugh.
You know, with situations like that, that's not the girl you ask on a date.
No.
Oh, not at all.
You just don't, because imagine for girls out there if you were both talking to the same guy and you both just get that fucking dick pic, right?
Oh.
Also, any guys, don't ever send dick pics. It's not
No
attractive.
girl likes
no,
them.
no, not even when you're in a relationship. A girl
No.
isn't like, oh my god, your dick. It's like, no, they don't. It's not attractive.
And dicks are not a pretty sight.
No,
They
they're
are
not.
ugly as fuck, dude.
Unfortunately, it's like the only thing that they're not actually attracted to you about.
And feet are yuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
it's true.
But physiologically, feet are in the same place your mind picks up as like sexual organs. So
That's
it
why
makes
people
sense why people have a foot fetish.
Think about it's not
Like,
actually like
It's
not a
weird.
They
choice.
are incredibly sensitive, though.
Yeah.
So I guess in one
Dude,
respect, it's
fucking
understandable.
fetishes are so weird. I was
They're
in this
so
other
strange.
podcast about just different fetishes and what people are into and like the actual like science behind it. It's crazy. You can actually, this one guy got his fetish removed out of his brain. Got surgery.
Really?
He was like,
what?
he was really into diapers.
Oh,
But
That
then,
is a
like smell
weird-
like used diapers?
no, but like just diapers in general. But then they
Oh,
figured
I
out
gotta
that
put my dick in a diaper.
I
No,
don't
no.
even know what
no,
it was.
It would be like, hey girl, I need you to put this on for me, and he's gonna hold up a diaper.
But the thing is they found out that he was actually more like sexually attracted to the safety pin, the fucking safety
The
pin.
safety pin in the diaper.
Yeah.
Yo,
There's-
just get a piercing and make sure it's a safe.
No,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
nothing hotter than that sound when they
Oh,
click the thing.
wow. Just love that. But they got it removed out of his brain, and he
Really?
wasn't like really attracted to them after that.
That's really cool. I feel like brain surgery scares me. Like I don't really want anybody messing around up there.
You know what I don't want?
Yeah.
Is that neurochip thing on my brain.
Oh yeah, we talked about last time.
Yeah.
We talked about this last time. I know it's kind of scary. I feel like the thing is like what happens when that becomes
I know.
yeah, and everybody's like, yo, bro, you
What?
don't have the Neuralink. What's up with you, man? Troy.
Sorry, Troy did his hair up really hilariously, and there's
I'm kind of jealous. I want to be able to get my hair in the full-on ponytail.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna. I think another year.
You're
Then
gonna go
I'm grow
another
my hair.
year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like lady length.
I think that
Just
your
so I
hair
can-
actually looks good.
I can
think you should wear
easily,
back.
I can easily just be, a girl, which I'm like halfway there,
Just gotta
Chop it off, invert.
Something about
Oh,
else about
God.
fetishes that seems really weird is there's some things that I can't believe your mind goes to. Like, okay.
Pre-nut and post-nut,
No.
biggest change in the world, biggest fucking come down ever. Way more than a drug.
Every
You-
guy
one
has had this
second-
moment.
1 second, you're like watching some weird ass shit. You're like, damn, I love that. And then the next second, you're done. You're like, oh my god, I'm so
The
sorry.
look of
My
horror that
forefathers.
crosses your face.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm such a fucking.
It's like being
failure.
drunk. You
Yeah.
just think things are right, and then you look back after the next day, and you're like, "This is horrible."
Being horny is the most intense, strongest drug in the entire world.
It can
There's
totally
nothing like
Change your
It
perspective
changes
of how
everything about you.
it. It really does, and it's the best drug. Yo, can someone make that, please? Can someone just if anybody,
Viagra.
Have you seen the last episode of Big Mouth?
No, I haven't
no,
got
yeah.
there
Oh
yet.
my
Don't spoil it
God.
for
Oh,
me.
not spoil
Okay.
it either, dude.
I
Fuck.
won't, but it's
Is
I
it
want to
good?
watch Big Mouth.
it's not a bad. The last season's pretty good, but
It's
It's
pretty
Not as good as the beginning ones.
obviously
That
not. No.
happens. That happens. a
Second
lot.
season was really, really good.
Yeah,
Second
second
season
season was
With like
good.
Shame Monster.
Mhm.
That was really good.
I kind of like the anxiety mosquito. I like the idea
It's
of
a good
it.
representation.
It's a really good representation of it.
I heard a really good also like a comparison between anxiety and having anxiety, which is a completely different thing. All these like white girls saying, "Oh, I have anxiety," when actually this one guy defined, like this one psychologist.
You move your face closer to the mic.
This one psychologist defines that like anxiety as the fear of like nothing, pretty much, and fear as it being the fear of something. So it's like a more, so if you would have a fear of getting attacked by a dog, or a fear of planes, or a fear of needles, or like those are just some of the things that I have. But you don't have an anxiety, like you're not anxious about those things. You have a fear of them. You're scared of them. But an anxiety would be more of something that you need to be pushed through and to live your life past. And it kind of gets you nervous, but also at the same time can get you out more. Like that would be like the most helpful thing as well.
So is anxiety a consequence of fear then?
No,
Of something
anxiety,
that triggers fear.
Anxiety can make you, or fear can make you anxious.
Yeah, so it would be.
But I don't think that anxiety, like the disorder anxiety, is a result of fear.
No.
I think it's more of like a.
But anxiety can
it's a
cause fear.
Yes.
Yeah, you can be scared of your anxiety. Like I think they're a completely different thing. That's what they're trying to represent. Is it's kind of like anxiety is all around, while fear is specific. So it's like I'm anxious about, you wake up and you're anxious about nothing, like nothing. You just woke up and you're already anxious and you haven't even gotten out the door. It's like I don't want to say nothing because that sounds bad, but nothing in the sense of nothing's triggering it. It's just always there.
Yeah.
But fear can have a trigger, I think would be the.
Absolutely. The other thing is, like, anxiety is an emotion. You're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
There's no, just because you feel anxious doesn't mean you have anxiety.
Yeah.
A really good thing for me, and like I think anxiety is something that you can overcome, because you said living through it and how you can push forward. I used to be the worst public speaker ever. Whenever I had to like make a presentation, I would cry. I've cried in front of the class, like when I was 12, 13. I couldn't do it because I had to have anxiety and like panic attacks about it, and I would freak out and I couldn't handle it. And then I realized that it was like a wall holding me back from something that I needed to be able to do. Exactly. And so eventually I learned how to do it, and you work past your anxiety and you teach yourself how to overcome those emotions. And it's almost amazing that it'll like flip a switch or like totally change the script, because now I love talking to people. I'm really good at giving a presentation and like captivating an audience, and I would never have known that if I never got over my anxiety and my fear of it. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. Like if you're terrified of something, you should try and push through it and see if you can like manage it and like use enough willpower to get through, because you might be amazing at it and have no idea.
Well, that's the thing. Like if you can prove to yourself that you can get through that, it can like benefit you in so many more ways than you realize.
Knowing you can actually get past something that really terrifies you will also not only just get you past that one thing, but also help you in the other things that you're scared of as well.
Yeah, it's almost like you can take that as an idea or the principle and apply it to other things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've gotten that confidence, you've done it before, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've done this before. I'm in this situation where I can't. There's no way for me to get better. And then you've already what is it called when you like
facilitated that knowledge?
Yeah, exactly. You've already conquered your demons. You've already passed one. Yeah. You've already passed one hurdle. Why can't you go over a second one?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
You've proven to yourself that you can actually do it.
And then it's momentum, and then
it's so much easier. It's so difficult to do something you've never done before. But once you do it and know it's not as bad, or know it's really bad, it's going to be easier for you to try another thing, because you can either compare it to that experience and then get better at it. Like I hate flying, and I've flown a lot. And every single time it gets a little bit better because I've been on that many more. So it's kind of watered down the fear.
You know you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that flying for you is a lack of control? Because it is for me. I don't like going on a plane because I have no control. I'm completely in the hands of somebody else.
But then I'm not scared of driving with somebody else. So it would be the exact same
because you're in the air. Because in my opinion, if the plane goes down, you're dead. If you crash a car, you might survive.
Maybe, yeah.
But
I think it's
a
more
way higher chance of crashing a car than a plane.
That's the thing, is
But it's not the accident that scares me. It's the impact and the possibility of the impact, right?
Okay.
I think that like being in a car doesn't make me as nervous, obviously, because it's more readily in our lives. But I think the reason why flying is this way scarier thing is because you don't have it all the time. Like People who fly all the time aren't scared of flying. It just makes sense. Like,
It's true.
but you're so much more likely to get in a car crash, which should scare you more.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, statistics don't really resonate in people's heads until they die from them.
It's because for me, it's like I've been on. I can't count the number of car rides I've had in 18 years, right?
Oh, no way.
And I've never been in a car accident.
Same.
The
Knock on
number,
wood.
the number doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The number doesn't like correlate in any way.
But also, same thing with planes.
No, that's what I mean between planes and cars, because I haven't been on a plane nearly as many times as I've been in a
Mhm.
car, right? So for me, it's not as watered down. It's
Mhm.
not as readily available, like you said. So it feels safer getting in a car. I think also because piloting a plane, there's so much more levels to driving that vehicle than there are to
Mhm.
getting a car. Everybody has their license, right?
Mhm.
Not everybody can fly a plane. And even though it's a lot more computerized and digitalized now, you run out of fuel. That's something that scares me.
You just don't run out of fuel, though.
No, the planes don't let you take off if you don't have enough fuel
Yeah.
to get to your destination anymore.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
There's so many. Like, it's insane how... Like, flight school is hard to get into and hard to do.
Mhm.
And it's so much training, and you have to have so many hours. With a car, you have to take 2 tests.
Yeah.
And then you're on the road driving a 1-ton metal death trap.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think about more. Like, if I actually want to compare the two, I'm way more terrified of cars. Looking at statistics, looking at who the fuck is else on the road, because with a plane, it's you. If you think about that, it is so unlikely you're gonna crash into another plane because they're all the computers are talking to each other, right?
Mhm.
But on a car, anybody could just go ham and go on the wrong side of the road or lose control of the vehicle, and then it's not your fault; it's their fault. So I think a car is even less control than a plane.
It's less control, but there's 2 things to think. Like, one, obviously, people are actually the most dangerous things in the world.
Exactly.
Like, they're terrifying. But then the other thing is, in a plane, it's not you. It's the pilot. You're not going to be the pilot.
No, but that's what I mean. Is if you're in the passenger seat in a car,
Mm-hmm.
you are in the least amount of control, way less control than being on a plane.
That's not entirely true. I was on my way to Mount Washington this last trip. My dad's going to kill me. He fell asleep at the steering wheel.
Whoa.
Going up the mountain. He fell asleep at the steering wheel. And his girlfriend, she went, hey, and hit him so hard and like woke him up.
Nice.
And luckily he didn't crash because he's driven for a long time and he knows don't hit the brakes when you're on ice. Don't freak out and panic and freeze. So we were good. Nothing happened. And it was one of those moments where I was like, holy shit, that was fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But she did have some control of that scenario.
So we have 3 co-pilots?
Yeah, that's true. That's right. That's why someone sits in the passenger seat.
It's I don't know if it's really comparable, man.
Cars and planes. Well,
it's way worse to be in a car. You have so much less control. Even if you're driving, you have less control than being in a pilot and being in the passenger seat, I think.
Why do we feel so much safer in cars?
Because it's always around.
It's normal.
It's normal.
That's
I
why,
get in the car every day.
So what happens when there's flying cars?
It's
when everybody's in the air all the time.
Well, at that point, there's probably every car is going to be talking to each other.
Yeah.
Yes, I can finally get my
like
license.
I'm trying to find another example that would fit this.
Boats.
I'm thinking of drugs.
Oh, fine.
So-
Boats.
I think boats and airplanes are...
Alcohol is a really dangerous ass drug, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And then let's look at like another drug like shrooms, meth, something like
Class A substances.
like more like drugs that are illegal that
Mhm.
aren't that bad for you. And I think that could be a good comparison between planes and cars. Like you don't do it as much, obviously.
Mhm.
It seems more scary. Not as many people do it,
Mhm.
but everybody that I know has drank. And it's so
Yeah.
much more dangerous and so many more accidents happen.
Mhm.
And you probably are in less control unless you have a really terrible trip on shrooms or something.
Mhm.
You probably have more control and you're not as inebriated as with alcohol.
It's really strange how we as society ban things
That are beneficial.
better for you. It's like why are guys allowed to walk around with their shirts off and not girls?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to look at man boobs. Girls and boys both appreciate the female body. Like I don't know what the problem is. What are we doing wrong here?
I think it's because we're on an old system.
We are in an old system.
And
Outdated.
very outdated, and everyday society is changing dramatically. Right?
Is it the best system?
No.
You know what the
The
best
old one?
system is?
What?
Communism.
Dictatorship. Those are the ones who last the longest.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
old
you want to
king
look
and
at...
queen, like fucking Ottoman Empire. That was the longest empire ever.
Yeah.
And I mean,
But does that mean it's the best?
Because no, it's not the
not
best.
necessarily, but it's the one that lasted the longest. Like democracy that we have
Mhm.
hasn't been around super long,
And it's kind of not.
and it's at the end. Like America's at the end of its rope, man.
Oh yeah, it's
Like-
going to civil war sooner or
Oh,
later.
The thing is that free will gives space to breed controversy. Like you can as soon as you
Yeah.
have the option to do anything. COVID is a great example of this. Americans, we're a free country. We can do whatever we want. They did the worst with COVID because the enforcement, the people who laid down the rules, didn't enforce it. They weren't in charge.
How many lives is freedom worth?
That's a great question.
It's a very big question because how many wars have just been fought over differences in ideology? Like, basically World War II and World War I were both a dictatorship pretty much against, like, the free world.
The Republic.
And then, like, same with the Cold War and communism and all that kind of stuff is basically one against, like, the democracy. But also, if you look at, like, how terrible the dictators were to their people, they're obviously so bad and so terrible. But then COVID has killed more people than both world wars in America. All the wars. All the wars in the...
All the wars in the world.
Yeah, like, not all the wars in the world. That's a hard-ass word to say.
You mean like COVID has killed more Americans than World War I or II
and Cold War.
Killed Americans.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like comparably in the country, it's killed way more people.
Globally, I don't think that statistic
No,
is right.
not global.
No, I was just talking about America. No.
Just America. Okay, yeah.
But also, it's killed, like, I think, what is it? I don't know how many million people it has killed.
I don't
think 20 million.
COVID?
COVID?
No, it hasn't.
COVID hasn't. I don't think COVID's breached 1 million.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
It's breached 1 million, but I don't think it's...
I'm guessing it's close to like 5, maybe 5 million at most.
I'm guessing 20 is going to be peak. Like after it's
you
all
think
done.
it's going to be about the Spanish flu level of catastrophe? 25 million?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Spanish flu was like 300 million.
I think it was only 25 million. No. I'm pretty sure.
They were just getting the news from China and stuff. It's like 300 million.
Oh, because they just we only learn about we only care about our people, right? We don't care about the other people that died, just our own.
Exactly. That's pretty much what happens. I mean, what was who said it? Stalin or Mao? One death is a catastrophe, but a whole bunch is just a statistic. Yeah, like
so
holy
far,
shit.
Do you guys think something super interesting? Did you see this? Donald Trump is starting his own new party.
Oh, cool.
It's called the Patriot Party.
Oh, come on.
And it's a thing.
Why
and
not just old white dude party?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, Republican?
Diet of coffee and cigarettes, man.
Going back to how many people died of COVID, it's 2,148,000.
How many is that American? Like, I think Americans probably 1/4 of that.
Oh, yeah, they have almost half of it. Or no.
Oh my god, actually?
No, it's not that much.
Okay.
It's like I think it's just about at 1 million.
Holy shit, actually. The thing is that there's so many people in the States that are so unhealthy and so susceptible to that because hard times, like we said last time, make good and strong people. Easy, cushy life. Easy, cushy life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be that bad. I mean...
But I would disagree with you that it's not just easy, cushy life. It's the spectrums of really good life and really bad life. Because technically, if you want to get into it, the people who are more obese are going to be a way, way, way worse class of society. And having to eat a lot crappier food.
Okay, never mind, I was wrong. It's 400,000.
Yeah, that's still a huge number. Because think about it, it didn't start in the States. They were one of the last to get COVID in their country. Yeah. Right? And then and they just skyrocketed because there was riots and there was all of these things. I'm actually really curious what the statistic is for African Americans because from what I understand, vitamin D has been incredibly beneficial for fighting against COVID and the disease pandemic that is hitting the whole world. But then for African Americans and people with darker skin, because you get vitamin D from the sun, it's not as bright there, and so their intake of vitamin D is less, and puts populations where there's high concentrations of African Americans in the States.
Heard that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, I was doing some research about it because I was curious, and you spend a lot of time when you work alone just listening to podcasts, a lot of time, and you can learn a lot of really cool shit. So yeah, vitamin D, really, really, really important right now.
We're not talking about dick, just so you guys know.
You're the only one that implied that.
I really hope that some people aren't that dumb. Not as dumb as you, man. It's okay. How long have we been going for, guys? You got a timer? Anybody have a timer on right now?
Well, I don't know exactly. Hold on, let me just do this.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. It's what, 9:30? We got here at 6 o'clock. Messed around for an
Total
hour.
of recording 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. All right, boys. I think we're gonna cut it there.